Are you afraid of failure? Most people are. And it's what keeps most people from really pursuing or reaching for or achieving their potential. Fear of failure. So today what I want to talk about is how failure can be really good for you. In fact, it's an essential component of success. But I even want to go further and break down the different types of failure so that you can understand that not all failure is bad failure. Some is, right? Some you just mess it up. But the kind of failure I'm going to talk to you about today can be absolutely game-changing if you know how to use it for your benefit. In my work as a coach, I've been helping people overcome limitation, self-sabotaging behaviors, and at the root of all of it is fear of rejection, fear of failure, fear of not looking good enough, fear of being judged, whatever. And all of that is rooted in failure. And so let's get into talking about the 5 different types of failure and how you can use the most important one to help accelerate your progress and growth. Here we go. Number 1 is preventable failure, right? Simple breakdowns of avoidable mistakes, not following a known procedure, lack of discipline or attention to detail. It's kind of like you want to make a great meal. There's a recipe you can follow. You miss a step. You don't cook it for long enough, right? This is a simple example. And of course, the meal doesn't come out right. So that's a simple, avoidable, preventable failure. And the way you overcome that is you follow the system, right? You have a checklist. You make sure that you're following the program, Next one is a complex failure. And complex failures are more systemic or situational breakdown. It's multiple inputs, multiple parts, multiple components, multiple players. Kind of like, for example, a real estate transaction. You could do the best job possible, be the most amazing agent, helping your customer through the entire process, or you're a mortgage lender who's getting all of the documentation, a title agent who's putting together the perfect closing and title package. Maybe even you as the home seller are doing everything you can. This is an example. Of course, I'm in real estate, and so I'm using real estate as the example, but this applies for any kind of complex transaction where you're navigating multiple inputs and multiple parties, and there's a situation where one piece of the entire puzzle just falls apart and doesn't come together. That would be more of a complex failure, and the way that you would improve upon that is improve the system or increase the communication across all of those different inputs to ensure a higher level of accuracy. Sometimes the stuff just isn't, you just can't prevent that. Then you've got what I think is the worst kind of failure, the kind of failure that I know you want to avoid that is so painful. See, I think the fastest way for you to feel really bad about yourself, and I don't want you to feel bad about yourself, is to break your promises to yourself. But is to have an aspiration, have a goal, have a commitment, and then not follow through. It's really hard to look yourself in the mirror when you do that. And so I want to help you avoid that. So this is a fear-based failure. It's when we doubt or are afraid of being judged, or this is a good one, perfectionism. Are you with me here? A bit of a recovering perfectionist over here myself. And perfectionism is really a trauma response, right? It's like if I don't do it just right or just perfectly, I might be judged, I might be criticized, I might be ridiculed. And so therefore, maybe I just shouldn't even try at all if I can't get it perfect. And that is something that I confront a lot with the people that I coach. You want to do something, you're just too afraid of it not going right. And this is the most dangerous kind of failure because it doesn't give you any learning. You don't learn anything from it, right? There's no way to progress forward with it because there's no feedback because you didn't do anything, right? Fourth failure is, let's call it a moral failure or a value-based failure. It's when you compromise your core values and you do that to avoid discomfort or really to make short-term gain, right? It's you compromise or you do something you know you shouldn't do, and even though you won, you lost. And I know you know what that feels like. And it's something I think that over time, as we mature as adults, we realize, I mean, not all of us, there are some sociopaths out there. Hopefully none of you are watching this. But of course, we learn, right? We've got to go through life. We've got to make those mistakes. We compromise our own values. Maybe we don't behave as our best selves. And we look back and we say, I really failed myself in a moral or value-based way. And then the fifth type of failure, drum roll, please, the one that is most important for you and for me and for anybody who's aspiring and growing and committed to becoming their best selves in this one and only lifetime we have, is going to be intelligent failure. And you might be able to guess what this is. This is failure we learn from. This is actually failure we force on ourselves so that we can learn faster what not to do, so that we can figure out what to do. The light bulb, right? There was, I forget what the saying is, right? So many thousand tries to make the light bulb. And at the final one, the light bulb was created. And it wasn't, 9,999 failures. It was 9,999 ways not to make the light bulb. But, by the way, a whole bunch of other stuff was created through that. Pretty cool. And so my number might be off. I think you've heard this metaphor anyway, or this story anyway, but you get the point. Is intelligent failure is how we grow. It's purposeful experimentation. And so here's what I want you to do. Here's the net takeaway from this whole conversation. If you've enjoyed thinking about and considering how you could reframe failure so that you can treat your life like an experiment. Like every day you are a work in progress. Every day, hopefully, you're trying to get better at something. Maybe it's in your health, maybe it's in your relationships, maybe it's in your money, maybe it's in your business. Maybe in your business, you need to get better at a specific skill, a prospecting skill, a communication skill, a marketing skill, a financial skill, whatever the skill is. Of course, you're not going to be good at it in the beginning. And rather than hold yourself back because you're afraid of sucking at it and failing at it and, being perhaps even feeling, judged over it, force that failure on yourself because it's going to be the fastest way for you to learn and get better. See, from my perspective, I would rather get better faster. So if it means I got to go through the failure more quickly so I can get better faster. I mean, I've been shooting content, looking at this camera for many years now. In the beginning, I was not very good at it. Now, I still am not the best at it that I can be. I'm getting better and better at it because I just keep doing it. And of course, I watch it back and I listen to myself. I make sure my mic is in the right place. I got a script now prepared, but I've got a kick-ass videographer on the other side here, making sure that I'm keeping on time and doing what I'm supposed to do. We got an editor now that's going to make my, face look prettier and voice sound better and light, make sure it's right. But that takes time. Could you imagine if I decided to keep my gift to myself and didn't force this failure on myself so that I can get better? And so I want all of you to consider, how can I more intelligently fail faster so that I can grow faster and get better faster? I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you have reframed your perspective on failure. Listen, go fail more. Go fail faster, but fail intelligently so that you can grow and get better every day.